Dedication to the fallen police officers of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I have made a decision to use my voice to tribute the two brutally murdered police officers in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I began writing on Monday and finished Tuesday night. To be honest with you, I wanted to coward out and not deliver this speech. Then I thought about the fallen police officers that were putting their lives on the line to protect me and my community Saturday night while I laid in my bed reading a book. I'm using their inspirational courage to use my voice. There is no value that can be placed on the life of these two police officers. There is nothing that can replace their character, friendship, mentorship, leadership, spouse, father, son, and the list goes on. Their lives were taken, but one piece of them still exists that no one can strip from them, and that is their legacy. They will always be remembered for their sacrifice, bravery, love, protection, and the lives they touched while they were here on earth. None of us are promised tomorrow. What we do with our time on this earth is our personal choice. And it is a personal choice to impact lives and leave a legacy for others to benefit from as time goes on. These two police officers made the choice to leave a legacy. They put their lives on the line for me and everybody in my community. How honored I am that somebody would go to work not knowing if they would return home to their family and friends to protect me. They are very underpaid to begin with. They are looked down upon by so many, disrespected and disregarded for the sacrifice they choose to make. Knowing that they will face this type of scrutiny for little pay to protect me, I'm truly honored. They know these sacrifices coming into the field, but I have never seen anything like the brutality, verbally, emotionally, and physically, like the police force is facing all over the country today. There's no telling how many people these two police officers protected over their time on the job. The officers themselves might not have known individuals they protected just by being present. I believe most of my generation and society itself looks through a clouded lens when it comes to what they perceive is going on throughout the world and what is going on around them. The message of the American dream has been diluted to the point the American dream is delusional. All the riots that have concluded and destruction of communities were supposedly because of the mistrust in poverty-stricken communities and unreasonable police brutality and so on. That injustice is being served. The so-called riots are against corrupt police officers and that cops kill, and Black Lives Matter. Black lives are not all that matters. All lives matter. Where did this concept come from? Granted, there is no telling what type of politics and corruption that are involved in police departments. But politics, corruption, biased opinion, not acknowledging and awarding those that deserve to be awarded, occur in every aspect of life, from politics itself, the media, schools, businesses, all fields of profession, and people of all race. Life is not fair. It has never been fair and will never be fair. The fact that this epidemic of not looking at situations outside the box and looking in at what the facts are is disturbing. Not that I'm coming from a place of saving these individuals that were killed by cops should have died, but when you play with fire, it will burn you. That is a strong statement, but my interpretation of that phrase is all about respect. Society today has no respect for anybody over the broad spectrum. These men all had records, were in the act of committing a crime, or the officers felt threatened by the actions and body language, knowing the criminal activity that individual had previously been involved in. I'm sitting here watching and reading about these people running around acting like a bunch of toddlers, throwing temper tantrums, destroying their own community's way of thriving. For what? Respect? Respect is earned. It's not just given. When you make a choice to commit a crime of any sort, you are making that decision knowing there could be consequences for your actions. Matter of fact, every decision a person makes in life comes with consequences, good or bad. I see all these riots and destruction, but I have not seen any evidence supporting what rioters are rioting about. My mom always told me, be careful what situations you put yourself in and who you associate with on a consistent basis. A name is more valuable than all the riches in the world. If a person is hanging out with the wrong crowd, whether they are participating in those activities or not, they will be perceived as participating in those activities by their involvement with that group of people. That is common sense. If you are known for being a drug dealer, being involved with drugs, and or have been committing crimes, breaking the law, it is common sense that the police officers would keep tabs and take action as needed on an individual. Police officers' duties is to protect the people, and that is common knowledge to everyone. If you are sick of getting followed and falsely prosecuted, then stop hanging out with the crowd you are hanging out with. Another one of my favorite quotes that I try my best to live by is, do not make excuses, make adjustments. I was the water girl for a few years in middle school for my brother's football team, and his football coach constantly ingrained that saying in the players' heads. The football coach's name was Coach Bowles, and I was blessed to have the saying ingrained into my head. Our society lives and thrives off of excuses. That behavior is sadly accepted today. Anybody that has made history, live with the mentality, do not make excuses, make adjustments. Everyone who made history had some sort of failure or was told that they would never be able to achieve their dreams. But they continuously made adjustments to obtain success. If you go study the journeys of the people that made history or left a worldwide legacy, not one will you find that achieved success went without scrutiny, made fun of, told they were crazy, looked down upon, and been told that they would never achieve success. They made a choice to believe in themselves, take chances, and that ultimate failure was never an option. Who is anyone to tell you what you are capable of achieving? Only you know your capabilities. And by belief in oneself, hard work, patience, and dedication, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. There's a systemic problem where failure is encouraged today, and accountability does not exist. I see failure encouraged by the wealthy, giving their children the option to fail because their parents have the money to allow them to make excuses to fail. I see failure encouraged by government-funded programs, allowing people to beat the system, to receive income without any infrastructure of giving or applying any of their God-given talents back into society. There are a lot of people that need assistance by these programs, but they cannot get them. Those benefits are being taken by individuals who are fully capable of working, but being paid for failing society is an easier way out. Excuses are for the weak, yet adjustments are for the strong. There is no accountability in our own administration in Washington, D.C. Our administration has been allowed to fail the people of America in every form without any repercussions for their actions. Our administration has encouraged no accountability for the actions of rioters that destroyed homes and businesses in their own communities. They are encouraging the atmosphere of disrespecting authority. And I personally felt that the administration has not condemned the killing of these police officers. Actions speak louder than words. I have seen neither. I keep hearing people say that nobody is speaking up. I am. Everyone has a choice in their own destiny. Life is unfair. And some might have mountains to climb that are higher than others to get where they want to go. The individuals that have to fight harder and climb higher mountains actually have more leverage and power than the individual who had the easier route, because they have a better story to inspire others. Who wants to hear a boring story? Or that somebody was given a titled champion, yet have no story to tell about their journey of receiving and being deserving of that title. Everybody has the gift of being educated in this country. A person makes a choice to go to class, do their homework, study and prepare for tests, apply themselves, obtain intellectual capital, and make a choice to get a college education. Some of the wealthiest people I know never even got a college education. They went after their dream and worked like hell to get there. Sure, some have it harder than others. The excuses that are used on a regular basis, such as his or her actions is because he or she just has one parent at home, lives in a poverty-stricken community, wealth disadvantages, no friends, no opportunities, the job market's bad. Those are all excuses. There are jobs out there. They may not be your ideal job or dream job. They might require you more work than you think you should have to do for the amount of pay you are receiving. But there are jobs. The use of creativity might be required to obtain a job, but opportunities are limitless. We have all been given unlimited amount of resources in this country. It is the choice of the individual to choose what to do with them. I have thought deeply about this matter. I will admit that my immediate, shallow way of thinking was this was a race issue. This has nothing to do with race. As a Southern Belle, I'm going to call it like it is. All this nonsense has evolved from a bunch of piss-poor excuses and a lack of accountability. Piss-poor excuses by our administration, other leadership officials, and what society sees through a clouded lens. Piss-poor excuses and lack of accountability has taken these two police officers from my hometown that put their life on the line for me and my community. Piss-poor excuses and a lack of accountability took the lives of innocent law enforcement officers all around this country. I've come to realize how lethal excuses and a lack of accountability can be. Those criminals didn't steal expensive possessions or just kill a cop. They stole an innocent life, and no value can be put on a life. A life is priceless. But those criminals did not steal their legacy. May we all stay accountable and making sure their legacy continues. I want to especially say to the families of the two fallen police officers, thank you for your sacrifices as well. You supported them and encouraged them in their light on duty to keep me and my community safe. You have sacrificed just as much and more by their loss. I want to thank all the officers serving Hattiesburg, surrounding areas, and all around the country. Thank you for your sacrifice of protecting the people of the United States of America. I salute to you. Families of the fallen police officers, take peace in knowing that your son, brother, husband, and so on left a legacy. And those 3 men and 1 female involved in the brutal assassination of our fallen police officers will always be known as distasteful cowards. Distasteful cowards is their legacy. May my voice be heard.